The member from Davenport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Transportation. When our government announced that we were moving forward with the Union Pearson Express, a dedicated air link between the downtown core and Pearson International Airport, it was clear that this was exactly the type of investment that Toronto needed, both for the city's economy and for the environment. After going into service, it was also clear that riders loved the UP Express, but it was clear that the initial ridership levels weren't meeting our expectations. I know that our government was very clear that something needed to change, and that is why we took action to reduce the fares, an action, Mr. Speaker, that many of my constituents in Davenport had called for. I have heard that this course of action has had a huge impact on the uptake of the service. Mr. Speaker, can the minister please provide an update on the current status of the Union Pearson Express ridership?
Thank you. Minister of Transportation.
Well, thank you very much, Speaker. Of course, I want to begin by thanking the member from Davenport not only for the question, but on this particular issue and so many that affect the west end of the GTHA, Speaker, for her advocacy and for being such a strong champion. She's absolutely correct, Speaker. She is correct that after its launch, the UP Express ranked very high on customer satisfaction, but not high enough on ridership. Today, Speaker, we are celebrating a very important milestone. 1 year ago today, our lower fares for the Union Pearson Express came into effect. After lowering the fares, we quickly started to see the ridership grow. I am very pleased to say today, Speaker, that the UP Express ridership has quadrupled, with daily ridership now averaging upwards of 9,000 riders per day, Speaker. That's great news for people visiting our city and our region and our province, Speaker. It's also great news for commuters in the west end of the GTHA, including those who live in the wonderful riding of Davenport. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the Minister for his answer, and I couldn't agree more. Davenport is a wonderful riding. And while certain members of this House jump at the opportunities to criticize our government's investment, it is very clear that it's paying off. Those ridership numbers show a huge increase from what we saw previously, and I have no doubt that they will continue to grow. And I know that some days it's been standing room only on the Pearson UP Express. And I know that since the fares have been reduced, I've heard from many in my community that the UP Express is now a real affordable option for them. Some members in my community who work at the airport use it daily, while so many others now use it as a way to move between the downtown core and Davenport. This shows the versatility of the service. Mr. Speaker, will the minister please provide an update on who actually is using the UP Express, specifically how many riders are non-airport commuters like the people I've heard from in my community?
Minister.
Speaker, I thank the member from Davenport for the follow-up question. She is 100% right, Speaker. One thing I didn't mention in my initial answer, in 2016, the Union Pearson Express moved over 2.3 million people between the airport and the City of Toronto, Speaker, or downtown Toronto. Also, interestingly for us to know, Speaker, 1 year after lowering those fares, 1 in every 4 passengers, roughly 25% on the UP Express, is a regular commuter, Speaker, taking advantage of the fact that Union Pearson Express fares match existing GO fares on that same corridor, Speaker. And I couldn't help but notice when the member from Davenport was asking her follow-up question, Speaker, members of the NDP caucus were making a lot of noise, Speaker. I don't know why members in that caucus wouldn't be supportive of more affordable fares, more options for commuters in the west end of Toronto, better transit service, Speaker, except to say, as is typical from members of that party, they don't have a plan, they don't have a path forward. We do. We're proud of it. We're going to keep building, Speaker. Thanks very much.